If you are having trouble creating a content calendar for your clients, today is a stopping day. After the 6 tips I'm going to give you, you are never going to have this problem creating an editorial line again. There are 6 processes that are intertwined with each other that will make all of the difference. Let's go. I confess that I had a lot of trouble in creating editorial lines and content calendars in the beginning of my career as a social media manager. This prevented me from being an excellent professional for a long time, but I solved this when I discovered the correct processes to do this. And today I'm going to share with you processes that will make your work and life so much easier. But before I tell you the 6 processes, I want to tell you 2 things that it's important for you to considering before creating the content calendar. The first thing is your client tech savvy? Well, why do I need to know this? Let me tell you. You need to know this because that is going to directly impact the approval process. If the client is not tech savvy and you're giving them tools that are hard, quote unquote, for them to operate in, it's gonna take them more time to give you the approved content, and it's going to impact all the production process. So your graphic designing, your video editing, and so on. So you have to measure this. If the client is not tech savvy or has no experience with technology whatsoever, you need to make this process as simple as possible. And then there are also tools that helps you with that approval process and content creation. You can use the most simple one like Google Docs. You can use something that's average like Trello, or a little bit more scalable like ClickUp. What I would tell you is for you to look at where is your client in the technology world, and also what is doable for you, because at the end of the day the tools are to help you with project management. But if it is too much for you at this time, opt for the simple things. I started with Trello, I tested Google Docs, and today I'm using ClickUp. But I'm using ClickUp mostly because we have a team today, so everyone needs to know everything and not so much the client. The client, I tend to use the Google Doc feature that is within ClickUp. Now let's go to what matters, the 6 processes. The first thing is know which platforms your client wants or needs to be present in. That is going to impact you directly with the editorial line and content calendar, because each platform has its own different strategy that needs to be created. This will be your starting point for putting a content calendar together. The second thing is market research, competitor research, as well as customer doubts. You need to basically survey what are your customers' doubts, or if you don't have customers, what are the target audience's doubts, desires, wants, needs that you are going to be putting together the content based on this. You also need to know who is your top competitor. What do they do? How their social media looks like? What are the topics that they're talking about? Are they getting a lot of engagement on that topic? Which are the topics that they're getting most engagement? You can model them and make it better. I'm not talking about copying it. I'm talking about checking out the market and then making it your own content. And market analysis. Is there a need for that product or service that your client is selling? If there is not a need in the market, it's going to be so hard for you to penetrate this market and then show the results to your client. So make sure you advise them about this. Third, is the client willing to record videos? Social media basically started to share photos with family and friends and just connect the world. But more and more, we have been seeing that videos are a must. It doesn't mean that when you don't record videos, an account cannot grow. There are accounts and niches that you can produce videos with stock videos or something like that. But it has been proven that the more you show up, show your face on social media, it connects more with the audience. It brings a sense of humanization to the page. At the end of the day, video converts more than graphics. But it's very important. What I would tell you is in your content strategy to not have just video. Videos tend to be top of the funnel. They can be a little bit more towards, a dense informational topic, but they tend to be topics that are short and can attract more people, but then you need more substantial content for people to actually stay in your page. Are you enjoying this content? Is it becoming more clear to you about content calendars? If so, like this video, help me out over here. I have been producing these videos for you, and trust me, it's not an easy job. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can get notified every single week when there is a new video that I'm sure is going to help you in your business. The fourth point is establishing a correct editorial line based on the customer's pain points. This is important because it ensures consistent branding with the voice and messaging. Secondly, it also helps to attract the correct audiences because you're going to be creating content based on their preferences, interests, needs. This can improve engagement as well as building a loyal customer following. It also helps differentiate your client from competition and highlighting strengths as well as values. And for you, how does this matter? Well, if you have an established editorial line, it speeds up so much the process of content creation and content writing because it provides guidance on the topics that you are going to be discussing. You never need to go outside of the box and start looking, what should I put today? What should I write this month? It's in the editorial line. You're just gonna dig deeper into it instead of going into the lateral routes. The fifth is type of content. Remember when we talked about how videos are important, but they are top of the funnel? Well, basically it's the same thing here. You need to mix these content in order to attract people from different parts of the content funnel. Rather the person never heard about your client, or if they are engaged, they know they're almost ready to make that purchase, there needs to be a content in your client's page for all these kinds of people. For example, let's say the client has 12 monthly posts. You are going to post 3 times a week for that client. What I like to do at the beginning to test the waters before we actually solidify the plan is posting one video, one carousel, and then maybe one page post, rather that is a picture or not. That way you're going to have metrics to see what kind of content is giving you most results at that time, but you're also playing with all the kinds of brand awareness level. You also have to think about the type of content in each day of the week. So think through with me. Usually Mondays are the days that people hate the most, right? They have to go back to work, they have to leave their house, and they are grumpy. They need some kind of motivation, inspirational, something to make them a little bit positive. So maybe a motivational post is something that you can try on Monday and see how it does. Now on Friday, people tend to be burned out. Their brains are fried, they don't want to think, they're on weekend mode. So creating a content that is very technological, very informational heavy can be a little bit overwhelming. Now, this is not a rule. You have to test in your clients' pages, but overall, that's how things work. The sixth thing is amount of content. So your client's budget will directly influence on the content calendar, because if their budget is for 12 posts, then you're going to create a content calendar with 12 posts in mind. If they have 30 posts in their package, then you're going to have to create the content calendar with 30 posts in mind. In order to produce the content calendar, you need to have this already planned, this information with you. And also know that video content tends to be a little bit longer in production time, both for the client to record, then it goes to editing, and so on. So try to keep that in mind to give you a gap time so you can do all the production and the client can record on their end. Did everything here make sense to you? Write in the comments below what made sense. What is the one thing that maybe you didn't know, were you not implementing? And which ones you are going to start implementing today. I promise you, I read every single comment personally and I will reply to you. And after all this talk about content calendars, I want to tell you two important things. The first one is that I created a special ebook for you who's either starting out in the social media management world or you want to scale your business. It is the 10 ways to earn more money as a social media manager. The link to it is in the description of this video as well as in the pinned comments. So click on it to download and see where all the possibilities lie. The second thing is, if you want to save time and money in your social media management career path, hear me out. When I was starting out, it was so hard to find guidance. With that in mind, I didn't want people in the field to have the same struggles I did. I found one lady that said that she could give me some tips to accelerate my process, but ended up, I don't know what happened to her, but she did not continue in the social media world and our consulting thing did not work out. So I had to go through a lot of rocky roads in order to know what I know today. I don't want the same for you. So I created the one-on-one consulting call with me where you get to ask all your questions, open your books, and we can explore all of your doubts together in order to speed up the process and maybe avoid some mistakes that I did. To apply to it, just click on the link below in this video as well, and I will be happy to read your application. It is time for us together to boom your business. I'll see you next time.